Ha pushed her cleaning cart through the long marble hallway of the royal palace. The wheels made a soft sound against the smooth floor. She had worked here for 3 years now, cleaning rooms that most humans would never see in their entire lives. The palace was beautiful. The walls were made of a stone that glowed with soft blue light. The ceilings were so high that Ha sometimes felt like she was standing inside a mountain. Everything here was designed to show power and wealth. They were one of the oldest species in the galaxy, and they wanted everyone to know it. Ha stopped her cart near a large window and looked outside. The twin moons of the planet hung in the purple sky. She had seen this view hundreds of times, but it still amazed her. Earth seemed so far away now. She had left her home planet 5 years ago, looking for work and a better life. She found work, but she was not sure about the better life part. Being a human in the Empire was not easy. Humans were new to the galactic community. Most species saw them as weak, primitive, and not very important. Ha was used to the looks she got from the palace staff. The guards would walk past her like she was invisible. The other servants, members of various alien species, rarely talked to her. But Ha did not mind. She did her job well. She cleaned the rooms, she stayed quiet, and she watched everything. There were tall beings with silver skin and 4 arms. Their eyes were large and completely black, like pools of dark water. They moved with a grace that made Ha feel clumsy in comparison. The Queen of the Aura was the most graceful of them all. Ha had seen her only a few times, always from a distance. The Queen would glide through the hallways surrounded by her royal guards, her long robes flowing behind her like water. Tonight was a special night. There was a grand celebration in the palace. Diplomats and nobles from across the empire had come to honor the Queen's 500th year of rule. Ha could hear music coming from the great hall. The sound was strange to her human ears, but it was beautiful in its own way. Ha was not invited to the celebration, of course. She was just the cleaning woman. Her job tonight was to make sure the guest quarters were perfect. She had been working since morning and her body was tired, but she did not complain. The pay was good and she needed the money. She was cleaning a small storage room near the east wing when she heard the first explosion. The sound was loud and deep. It shook the walls and made the glowing stones flicker. Ha dropped her cleaning cloth and grabbed the edge of a shelf to keep her balance. For a moment, she thought it was part of the celebration, maybe some kind of firework display. Then she heard the screams. Ha ran to the hallway. Other servants were running too, their faces filled with fear. A guard rushed past her, his 4 arms holding a weapon she had never seen before. His silver face was twisted with panic. "What is happening?" Ha asked, but no one answered her. Another explosion shook the palace. This one was closer. Ha could see smoke coming from somewhere down the hallway. The blue glow of the walls was now mixed with flashes of red and orange. The palace was under attack. Ha did not know what to do. Her first thought was to run, find an exit, get outside, and hide until everything was over. That was the smart thing to do. She was just a cleaning woman. This was not her fight. But something made her stop. She could hear sounds of battle coming from the great hall. Weapons firing, glass breaking, people shouting. The music had stopped. Ha could see more guards running, but they were not running toward the fight. They were running away from it. The royal guards of the Queen were fleeing. Ha felt her heart beating fast in her chest. She had heard stories about the guards. They were supposed to be the best soldiers in the Empire. They trained for hundreds of years. They took an oath to protect the Queen with their lives, and now they were running away like scared children. Ha did not understand. How could they abandon their Queen? Without thinking, Ha started moving toward the great hall. She did not know why. Maybe she was curious. Maybe she was stupid. But something inside her needed to see what was happening. The hallway was filled with smoke now. Ha covered her mouth with her sleeve and kept moving. She stepped over broken pieces of the beautiful glowing stones. She passed bodies lying on the floor. Some were guards. Some were servants. Ha tried not to look at their faces. When she reached the entrance to the great hall, she stopped. The scene before her was chaos. The great hall was destroyed. The long tables that had held food and drinks were turned over. The beautiful decorations were burning. Bodies lay everywhere. Ha could see nobles crawling toward the exits, their silver blood staining their fine clothes. And in the middle of all this destruction, Ha saw the queen. Ara stood alone near her throne. Her royal guards were gone. Her advisors were gone. Everyone had left her. The queen was holding a small energy blade in one of her 4 hands, but Ha could see that she was injured. Silver blood dripped from a wound on her side. Around the queen, a group of attackers was closing in. They were 2, Ha realized. This was not an attack from outside. This was a rebellion. These were the queen's own people trying to kill her. The leader of the attackers stepped forward. He was a tall male with scars on his silver face. He said something to the queen in the language. Ha could not understand the words, but she understood the meaning. He was asking her to surrender. The queen did not answer. She raised her blade and prepared to fight, even though she had no chance of winning. Ha watched from the shadows. Her mind was screaming at her to run. This was not her business. This was not her planet, not her queen, not her fight. She was just a human, just a cleaning woman. What could she possibly do against armed soldiers? But Ha could not move. She could not take her eyes off the queen. Ara had never spoken to Ha. The queen probably did not even know her name. To the queen, Ha was just another invisible servant. But watching her now, standing alone against her enemies, ready to die rather than surrender, Ha felt something she did not expect. She felt respect. And more than that, she felt anger. Anger at the guards who had run away. Anger at the nobles who had abandoned their ruler. Anger at everyone who had left this woman to face death alone. Ha was not a soldier. She was not brave. She was just a 32-year-old woman who cleaned rooms for a living. But at that moment, something inside her changed. She could not let this happen. Ha looked around the hallway. Her cleaning cart was nearby. On the cart was a heavy metal tool she used to scrape dirt from the floors. It was not a weapon, but it was better than nothing. Ha grabbed the tool and took a deep breath. Then she stepped out of the shadows and walked into the great hall. The attackers did not notice her at first. They were focused on the queen, but Ara saw her. The queen's large black eyes widened with surprise. A human servant was walking toward her, holding a cleaning tool like a weapon. Ha stopped next to the queen and faced the attackers. Her hands were shaking, but she did not run. "I will stand with you," Ha said in simple galactic common, the language everyone in the Empire understood. "I will not run." The queen stared at Ha like she was seeing a ghost. "You are a human," she said. Her voice was weak from pain, but it still carried the authority of a ruler. "You are just a servant. Why are you here?" Ha did not have a good answer. She did not understand it herself, but she knew one thing for certain. "Because no one should die alone," she said. The leader of the attackers laughed. The sound was cold and cruel. He pointed at Ha and said something in. The other attackers laughed too. Ha did not need to understand the language to know they were mocking her. A weak little human standing against trained soldiers. It was funny to them. But Ha did not care. She raised her cleaning tool and stood her ground. The queen looked at Ha for a long moment. Something changed in those dark eyes. It might have been confusion. It might have been respect. Ha could not tell. "What is your name, human?" the queen asked. "Ha," she answered. "My name is Ha." The queen nodded slowly. "Ha," she repeated. "If we die tonight, I want you to know that I will remember your name." Ha smiled despite her fear. "Let us try not to die, Your Majesty." The attackers stopped laughing. Their leader raised his weapon and pointed it at Ha and the queen. Ha tightened her grip on her cleaning tool. Her heart was pounding so hard she could hear it in her ears. She was terrified. She had never been in a fight in her life. She did not know how to use a weapon. She was probably going to die in the next few seconds. But she was not going to run. The attack began. The leader of the attackers fired his weapon at Ha. She did not think. Her body moved on its own. She threw herself to the side, pulling the queen with her. The energy blast hit the throne behind them, turning it into melted metal and smoke. Ha and Ara landed hard on the floor. Pain shot through Ha's shoulder, but she ignored it. She pulled the queen behind a fallen table, using it as cover. "Stay down," Ha said. She did not care that she was giving orders to a queen. There was no time for proper manners. Ara looked at Ha with wide eyes. The queen was clearly not used to being pushed around by a servant, but she was smart enough to understand the situation. She pressed herself against the floor and stayed quiet. The attackers were shouting now. Ha could hear their footsteps getting closer. She counted in her head. There were at least 6 of them, maybe more. They had weapons and training. She had a cleaning tool and fear. Ha knew they could not stay behind the table forever. The attackers would surround them soon. She needed to think of something fast. Then she remembered the service corridors. Ha had worked in this palace for 3 years. She knew every room, every hallway, every secret passage. The cleaning staff used hidden corridors to move around the palace without disturbing the nobles. These corridors were narrow and dark, designed to keep servants invisible. There was an entrance to one of these corridors near the back of the Great Hall. Ha had used it many times to carry cleaning supplies. It was hidden behind a decorative panel on the wall. Most people did not even know it existed. "Your Majesty," Ha whispered, "can you walk?" The queen touched her wounded side. Silver blood covered her hand. "I am not sure," she admitted. "The wound is deep." Ha looked at the blood. It was spreading through the queen's robes. If they did not find help soon, Ara would die from blood loss. But they could not get help if they stayed here. "We need to move," Ha said. "There is a hidden passage. I can get us out of here." Ara stared at Ha. "Why should I trust you? You are a human. You could be part of this attack." Ha almost laughed. "Your Majesty, if I wanted you dead, I would have stayed hidden. I would not have walked into a room full of people trying to kill you." The queen considered this for a moment. Another energy blast hit the table, making them both flinch. The wood was starting to burn. "Very well," Ara said. "Lead the way." Ha grabbed the queen's arm and helped her stand. Ara was taller than Ha and heavier too. Supporting her weight was difficult, but Ha was stronger than she looked. Years of hard physical work had made her muscles firm. They moved along the wall, staying low. The attackers were still firing at the place where they had been hiding. They had not realized yet that their targets had moved. Ha reached the decorative panel and pressed a hidden button. The panel slid open, revealing a narrow, dark corridor behind it. Ha pushed the queen inside and followed quickly. She pressed another button, and the panel closed behind them. They were in complete darkness. Ha pulled out a small light from her pocket. It was a tool she used for cleaning dark corners. The weak beam showed a narrow passage that stretched into the distance. The walls were plain gray metal, nothing like the beautiful stones of the main palace. "This way," Ha said. She put the queen's arm around her shoulder and started walking. The corridor was barely wide enough for 2 people to walk side by side. Ha had to half-carry the queen, who was growing weaker with every step. Silver blood dripped onto the floor, leaving a trail behind them. "Where does this passage lead?" Ara asked. Her voice was growing quieter. "It connects to the service areas," Ha explained. "From there we can reach the East Wing. There should be emergency shuttles there." The queen made a sound that might have been a laugh. "You know my palace better than I do." "Servants see things that rulers do not," Ha said. "We learn the hidden paths because we are expected to be invisible." They walked in silence for a while. Ha could hear sounds in the distance, muffled by the walls. The fighting was still going on. She wondered how many people were dying while they escaped. Who are they? Ha asked. The attackers. Why are they doing this? Ara was quiet for a moment. When she spoke, her voice was bitter. They are followers of Lord N. He is my cousin. He has always believed that he should be the ruler instead of me. Your own cousin is trying to kill you. Power does strange things to people, the queen said. N believes I am weak. He thinks the empire needs a strong leader who will expand our territory through war. I have always preferred peace and trade. To him, that makes me unfit to rule. Ha did not understand the politics of alien empires, but she understood family conflicts. She had seen enough of them in her own life. What about your guards? Ha asked. Why did they run? This question seemed to hurt the queen more than her wound. N must have paid them, or threatened them, or both. The guards swore an oath to protect me, but oaths mean nothing when death is the other option. They are cowards, Ha said. Yes, Ara agreed. They are, and yet you stayed. A human with no oath, no duty to me, no reason to help. Why? Ha did not answer right away. She was trying to understand it herself. Why had she risked her life for a stranger, for a queen who had never even looked at her before tonight? On Earth, Ha finally said, there is an old saying, when people show you who they really are, believe them. Tonight, your guards showed you who they really are, cowards who run when things get hard. And who did you show yourself to be? Ha thought about it. I showed myself that I am not just a cleaning woman, I am more than that. I did not know until tonight, but now I know. The queen said nothing, but Ha felt her grip tighten on her shoulder. It was a small gesture, but it felt like something important. They continued through the dark corridor. Ha's arms were starting to ache from supporting the queen's weight. Her legs were tired, but she did not stop. After what felt like hours, they reached a junction where the corridor split into 3 paths. Ha stopped to think. The left path led to the kitchens. The middle path led to the laundry rooms. The right path led toward the east wing. This way, Ha said, turning right. But before they could move, Ha heard something that made her blood go cold. Footsteps coming from behind them. Someone was following them. Ha turned off her light and pressed herself and the queen against the wall. In the darkness, she could hear the footsteps getting closer. There were at least 3 people, maybe more. They were moving fast and with purpose. Ha's heart was pounding. They had been found. The trail of silver blood must have led the attackers right to them. Leave me, Ara whispered. Save yourself, you have done enough. No, Ha said firmly. I am not going to run. You are foolish, human. Yes, I am. The footsteps were very close now. Ha could see light appearing in the corridor behind them. The attackers would be here in seconds. Ha made a decision. She helped the queen move deeper into the right passage, then she went back toward the junction. She pressed herself against the wall next to where the corridors met. When the first attacker came around the corner, Ha swung her cleaning tool with all her strength. The heavy metal hit the soldier in the face. He went down without a sound. The second attacker was right behind him. Ha did not give him time to react. She kicked him hard in the chest, pushing him back into the third attacker. They both fell to the ground in a tangle of arms and legs. Ha grabbed the weapon from the fallen soldier and fired. She had never used an energy weapon before, but it was simple enough. Point and press the button. The blast hit one of the attackers in the shoulder. The third attacker managed to get up and raise his weapon. Ha threw herself to the side as he fired. The blast missed her by inches. She fired back, hitting him in the leg. He screamed and fell. Ha stood over the 3 attackers, breathing hard. Her hands were shaking. She could not believe what she had just done. Ha, Ara called from the darkness. I am here, Ha said. I am fine. She went back to the queen and helped her up again. They started moving down the right passage, faster now. More attackers could come at any moment. Where did you learn to fight like that? The queen asked. I did not learn, Ha admitted. I just acted. I did not think about what I was doing. Ara was quiet for a moment. "Humans are strange creatures," she said finally. "You are small and weak compared to most species. You have no natural weapons, no armor, no special abilities, and yet you just defeated 3 trained soldiers." Ha did not know what to say. She had always been told that humans were nothing special, just another species in a galaxy full of species, and not a very impressive one. But tonight, she was starting to think that might not be true. They reached another door. Ha pressed the panel and it slid open. Beyond was a storage room filled with cleaning supplies and equipment. Ha recognized it immediately. She had spent many hours in this room, preparing her cart for the day's work. "We are close," Ha said. "The east wing is just through that door." But when they stepped into the storage room, Ha saw that they were not alone. A figure stepped out of the shadows. It was a male, tall and strong. He wore the uniform of a royal guard, but there was blood on his clothes. His 4 arms were empty. He had no weapon. Ha raised her stolen weapon, ready to fire. "Wait," the guard said. He raised his hands in surrender. "I am not your enemy." "You are wearing a guard's uniform," Ha said. "You were supposed to protect the queen. Where were you when everyone was trying to kill her?" The guard's face showed shame. "I was afraid," he admitted. "When the attack started, I ran like everyone else. I am a coward." "Then why are you here now?" The guard looked at the queen. "Because I saw what you did. I saw you stand against the attackers with nothing but a cleaning tool, a human protecting our queen when her own guards fled." He lowered his head. "I was ashamed of myself. I came back to help, if you will let me." Ha looked at Ara. The queen's eyes were hard to read. She studied the guard for a long moment. "What is your name?" the queen asked. "Oran, your majesty." "Oran," the queen repeated. "You abandoned your oath. You left me to die. One act of courage does not erase that." "I know, your majesty. I do not ask for forgiveness. I only ask for a chance to make things right." Ha kept her weapon raised. She did not trust this guard. He could be lying. He could be waiting for a chance to attack them when they let their guard down. But they needed help. The queen was getting weaker. Ha could not carry her much farther alone. "If you betray us," Ha said to the guard, "I will kill you. Do you understand?" Oran nodded. "I understand." Ha lowered her weapon slowly. "Then help me. We need to get to the emergency shuttles." The guard moved forward and took some of the queen's weight onto his own shoulders. With his help, they could move much faster. Together, the 3 of them moved toward the door that led to the east wing. Ha did not know what waited for them on the other side. More enemies, more danger, maybe death, but she had come too far to stop now. She was going to save the queen or die trying. The east wing was quiet. Too quiet, Ha did not like it. They moved through the hallway slowly, with Oran supporting most of the queen's weight. Ha walked ahead, the stolen weapon ready in her hands. The blue glow of the walls was still working here, but it felt strange without any people around. Usually, this part of the palace was busy with servants and officials. Now it was empty. "Where is everyone?" Ha asked. "The emergency protocols," Oran explained. "When there is an attack, all non-essential personnel are supposed to evacuate to secure locations. The east wing should be empty except for security teams." "Then where are the security teams?" Oran did not answer. They both knew what that meant. Either the security teams had been killed or they had joined the rebellion. Ha checked around every corner before they moved forward. Her eyes were tired and her body was exhausted, but she forced herself to stay alert. One mistake could mean death for all of them. Ara was getting worse. Her silver blood had soaked through her robes and was now dripping onto the floor with every step. Her breathing was shallow and quick. Ha knew they did not have much time. "How much farther to the shuttles?" Ha asked. "Not far," Oran said. "Just through the next section. There should be 3 emergency shuttles in the landing bay." They turned a corner and found themselves in a long hallway with large windows on one side. Through the glass, Ha could see the palace grounds below. Fires were burning in several places. She could see figures fighting in the gardens, small shapes locked in battle. "The whole palace is at war," Ha said quietly. "En planned this well," Ara said. Her voice was weak now, barely more than a whisper. He must have been preparing for months, maybe years. He waited for the celebration when the palace would be full of guests. Maximum chaos. "Your Majesty, save your strength," Oran said. "Do not speak." "I will speak if I want to speak," the queen replied. Even dying, she was still a ruler. "This may be my last chance to say anything." Ha felt a tightness in her chest. "You are not going to die, Your Majesty. We are going to get you to safety." The queen smiled weakly. "You are a stubborn one, Ha. I think I like that about you." They continued down the hallway. Ha could see a large door at the end. According to Iran, the landing bay was just beyond it. Then Ha heard footsteps, many footsteps coming from behind them. She turned and saw a group of soldiers entering the hallway from the direction they had come. There were at least 10 of them, all wearing the uniform of the palace guard, but their faces told Ha everything she needed to know. They were not here to help. "Run," Ha said. Oran picked up the queen completely, carrying her in his 4 arms. They ran toward the door at the end of the hallway. Ha stayed behind, turning to face the soldiers. "Go," she shouted. "I will hold them." "Ha, no." Ara tried to reach for her, but Oran was already carrying her away. The soldiers raised their weapons and fired. Ha ducked behind a decorative pillar as energy blasts hit the wall around her. She returned fire, forcing the soldiers to take cover. Ha knew she could not win this fight. There were too many of them, but she did not need to win. She just needed to buy time, enough time for Oran to get the queen to the shuttles. She fired again and again, moving from pillar to pillar. The soldiers were advancing slowly, being careful not to expose themselves. They were professionals. They knew how to fight. Ha was not a professional, but she had something they did not have. She had nothing to lose. An energy blast hit the pillar she was hiding behind. Pieces of stone flew everywhere. Ha felt something cut her face, but she ignored the pain. She kept firing. Behind her, she heard the sound of the large door opening. Oran was through. The queen was safe, at least for now. Ha started moving backward toward the door. She kept firing, keeping the soldiers at a distance. Her weapon was getting hot in her hands. She did not know how much power it had left. Another blast hit near her feet. Ha stumbled but kept moving. The door was close now, just a few more steps. She felt something hit her leg. Pain exploded through her body. She fell to the ground with a cry. Ha looked down and saw blood. Red blood, human blood. One of the energy blasts had grazed her thigh. The wound was not deep, but it was bleeding badly. The soldiers were coming closer. Ha tried to stand, but her leg would not support her weight. "This is it," she thought. "This is how I die." But then strong arms grabbed her from behind. Oran had come back. He lifted Ha off the ground and ran toward the door. Energy blasts flew past them, hitting the walls and ceiling. They made it through the door. Oran hit a panel on the wall, and the door slammed shut behind them. A locking mechanism clicked into place. Ha found herself in a large open space. The landing bay. 3 small shuttles were parked in neat rows, their metal surfaces reflecting the emergency lights. One of them was already powered up, its engines humming softly. Ara was sitting in the open door of the powered shuttle. Her face was pale, almost white instead of silver, but she was alive. "Get her on the shuttle," Oran said. He carried Ha to the ship and set her down next to the queen. "You came back for me," Ha said to the guard. She was surprised. "You stayed to protect the queen," Oran replied. "I could not leave you to die." The large door they had come through shook. The soldiers were trying to break it down. It would not hold for long. Oran ran to the pilot's seat and started pressing buttons. "I know how to fly this thing. Hold on." The shuttle lifted off the ground. Ha could feel the vibration of the engines through the floor. Through the shuttle's windows, she saw the landing bay doors starting to open. Then the main door burst open. Soldiers poured into the landing bay, firing at the shuttle. Energy blasts hit the ship's shields, making the whole thing shake. "Shields are taking damage," Oran shouted. "We need to get out of here." The landing bay doors were opening too slowly. Oran pushed the engines harder, moving the shuttle toward the gap. Blasts continued to hit them from behind. Ha looked at Ara. The queen's eyes were closed. For a terrible moment, Ha thought she was dead. But then she saw the slight movement of the queen's chest. She was still breathing. Barely. The shuttle shot through the opening in the landing bay doors and into the night sky. Ha watched through the window as the palace grew smaller behind them. Fires were spreading across the beautiful building. The place where she had worked for 3 years was being destroyed. Ha felt strange. She should be sad, she should be scared, but all she felt was tired, so very tired. "We made it," Oran said. He sounded surprised. "We actually made it." "Where are we going?" Ha asked. "There is a military base on the other side of the planet. Loyal forces should be there. The queen will get medical attention." Ha looked at her own wound. The bleeding had slowed, but her leg was numb. She needed medical attention too, but that could wait. "Ha." The voice was so quiet that Ha almost did not hear it. She turned to see the queen looking at her. Ara's dark eyes were open, but they seemed unfocused. "Your Majesty, you should rest," Ha said. "I need to say something." The queen's voice was barely a whisper, "in case I do not get another chance." Ha moved closer to the queen, ignoring the pain in her leg. "I have ruled for 500 years, Ara said slowly. "I have met thousands of people from hundreds of species. Diplomats, warriors, scholars, leaders. I thought I understood what loyalty meant. I thought I understood courage." The queen paused to catch her breath. "Tonight I learned that I knew nothing. My guards, who swore oaths to die for me, ran away at the first sign of danger. My advisors, who promised to serve me faithfully, were nowhere to be found. But you, a human cleaning woman who owed me nothing, you stayed. You fought for me. You almost died for me." Ha did not know what to say. "I just did what I thought was right, Your Majesty." "No," Ara said. "You did more than that. You showed me something I had forgotten. That true loyalty cannot be bought or commanded. It has to be given freely. And you gave it to a stranger." The queen reached out with one of her hands and took Ha's hand in hers. The queen's skin was cool and smooth, so different from human skin. "When I recover," Ara said, "and I will recover because of you, things will change. I will remember what you did tonight, and I will make sure that the entire galaxy remembers too." Ha felt tears forming in her eyes. She blinked them away. "You do not have to do that, Your Majesty. I do not need rewards." "It is not about rewards, Ha. It is about truth. Humans are seen as weak and unimportant in the galaxy. I saw you that way too, I admit. But you have shown me that humans have something that other species lack, something valuable." "What is that?" The queen smiled weakly. "Heart. Courage that comes not from strength or training but from something deeper. Something that makes you stand when others run, fight when others surrender, care when others do not." Ha thought about the queen's words. She had never considered herself special. She was just an ordinary woman who left Earth looking for a better life. She cleaned floors and emptied trash bins. She was nobody. But tonight she had been somebody. Tonight she had mattered. The shuttle flew through the dark sky toward the military base. Behind them, the palace burned. But inside the small ship, something new was beginning. Ha held the queen's hand and watched the stars through the window. Whatever happened next, she knew her life would never be the same. She had been a cleaning woman. Now she was something more. She just did not know what yet. Oran's voice came from the pilot's seat. We will arrive at the base in 20 minutes. Medical teams will be waiting. Thank you, Aran, Ha said. The guard did not respond for a moment. Then he said, I should be thanking you. You showed me what real courage looks like. I will not forget it. Ha leaned back against the shuttle wall. Her leg was hurting more now, but she did not care. She closed her eyes and let the exhaustion wash over her. 20 minutes until safety. She could hold on that long. She had come this far. She was not going to give up now. The military base appeared in the darkness like a cluster of bright stars on the ground. Ha could see rows of landing pads, tall buildings with glowing windows, and dozens of ships parked in neat lines. Soldiers moved between the structures, their weapons ready. Aran brought the shuttle down smoothly on one of the landing pads. Before the engines even stopped, medical teams were running toward them. The shuttle door opened, and Ha was hit by cold night air. The Queen is badly wounded, Aran shouted. She needs immediate medical attention. The medical team pushed past Hyan's surrounded aura. They lifted her onto a floating stretcher and rushed her toward the nearest building. Ha tried to follow, but her injured leg gave out under her. Strong hands caught her before she hit the ground. A medic with kind eyes looked down at her. You are hurt too, the medic said. Let us help you. Ha wanted to refuse. She wanted to stay with the Queen, but her body would not cooperate. The exhaustion and blood loss were catching up with her. The Queen, Ha managed to say. Is she going to be okay? Our best doctors are with her now. We will do everything we can. Ha was placed on another stretcher. The last thing she saw before losing consciousness was the purple sky dotted with unfamiliar stars. She woke up in a white room. The walls glowed with soft light. Ha blinked and tried to sit up, but her body felt heavy and weak. Easy, a voice said. You lost a lot of blood. Your body needs time to recover. Ha turned her head and saw a doctor standing next to her bed. He was checking information on a glowing screen that floated in the air. Where am I? Ha asked. The medical wing of Military Base 7. You have been unconscious for 12 hours. 12 hours, Ha tried to sit up again. This time she managed it despite the pain in her leg. The Queen, how is the Queen? The doctor hesitated. Ha felt her heart stop. Tell me, she demanded, is she alive? She is alive, the doctor said. Her condition was critical when she arrived. She had lost almost half of her blood, but our surgeons managed to stabilize her. She is in recovery now. Ha let out a breath she did not know she was holding. Can I see her? That is not possible right now. Only immediate family and senior officials are allowed in her room. I was the one who saved her, Ha said. I carried her through the palace. I fought off soldiers. I almost died for her. The doctor looked at her with a mixture of surprise and curiosity. You are the human everyone is talking about. The cleaning woman who protected the Queen when the guards fled. Yes, that is me. Now let me see her. The doctor shook his head slowly. I am sorry, but the rules are very clear. I cannot make exceptions even for you. Ha wanted to argue more, but she was too tired. She fell back onto the bed and stared at the ceiling. Can you at least tell me how the situation is? She asked. What happened after we escaped? The doctor put down his screen and sat in a chair next to the bed. His expression became serious. The rebellion has been contained. Lord N's forces controlled the palace for several hours, but loyal troops arrived from off-world and retook the building. N himself was captured this morning. So it is over. The immediate threat is over, yes, but the damage has been done. Hundreds of people died in the attack, including many nobles and diplomats. The political situation is very complicated. Ha thought about the people she had seen in the Great Hall, the bodies on the floor, the blood on the beautiful stones. What about the guards? She asked, the ones who ran away. The doctor's face darkened. Many of them have been arrested for abandoning their duty. They will face trial for treason. The punishment for that is severe. Good, Ha said. She did not feel sorry for them. The door to her room opened, and Iran walked in. The guard looked different now. He was wearing clean clothes and his wounds had been treated, but his eyes still carried the same shame Ha had seen in the storage room. "You are awake," he said. "Yes, no thanks to you standing there looking sad." Iran almost smiled. "Your sense of humor survived the fight, that is good." The doctor excused himself and left the room. Iran took his place in the chair. "I came to tell you something," the guard said. "The Queen has been asking about you. As soon as she regained consciousness, your name was the first word she spoke." Ha felt warmth spread through her chest. "She remembered me." "She remembers everything you did. She told the doctors that she is alive because of you. She told them to give you the best care possible." "That is kind of her." Iran leaned forward. "You do not understand, Ha. In 500 years of rule, the Queen has never spoken about anyone the way she speaks about you. You have made an impression that will last for centuries." Ha did not know how to respond to that. She was still just a cleaning woman. She had never wanted to make history. She had just wanted to do the right thing. "What will happen now?" Ha asked. "When the Queen recovers, what will she do?" "There will be changes," Iran said. "Big changes. The royal guard will be rebuilt from the ground up. The ones who stayed loyal will be rewarded. The ones who ran will be punished. And there are already discussions about what to do with you." "With me?" Iran nodded. "The Queen wants to honor you in some way. The problem is that there is no protocol for honoring a human servant who saved the Queen's life. Nothing like this has ever happened before." Ha laughed, but it hurt her leg. "I do not need honors. I just need my job back. Although I suppose the palace will need a lot of cleaning after what happened." Iran shook his head. "You will not be cleaning floors anymore, Ha. Whether you want it or not, your life has changed. The Queen will not allow her savior to scrub toilets." Ha was not sure how she felt about that. Cleaning was hard work, but it was honest work. She understood it. She was good at it. The idea of doing something else was both exciting and frightening. The door opened again, and this time a woman in military uniform entered. She had the bearing of someone important. Officers and soldiers straightened up when she walked past. "General," Iran said, standing at attention. The general waved her hand. "At ease." She turned to Ha. "So you are the human who saved our Queen." "I suppose I am," Ha said. General studied Ha with sharp eyes. "I have read the reports. 3 guards in the service corridor, multiple soldiers in the East Wing, all disabled by a single human with a cleaning tool. Impressive." "I had a weapon for most of it," Ha admitted. "I took it from one of the attackers." "Even so, you have no military training, no combat experience, and yet you outperformed soldiers who have trained for decades." The general's eyes narrowed. "How?" Ha thought about the question. "I do not know, General. I did not think about what I was doing. I just acted. I saw the Queen alone and in danger, and I knew I had to help. Everything else just happened." "Instinct," the general said, "pure survival instinct mixed with a protective drive. Humans are known for that, actually. Your species may be physically weak, but your fight-or-flight response is remarkable. When you choose to fight, you commit completely. No hesitation, no second thoughts." "Is that a good thing?" The general smiled slightly. "For the Queen, it was a very good thing. For the soldiers you defeated, not so much." General pulled out a small device and showed Ha an image. It was a recording of the Great Hall during the attack. Ha saw herself walking out of the shadows, holding her cleaning tool, standing next to the Queen. "This recording has spread across the entire empire," the general said. "Every news channel is showing it. A small human standing beside the Queen when everyone else fled. Do you know what people are calling you?" Ha shook her head. "The faithful one, the one who stayed. Some are even calling you the human shield." Ha groaned. Those are terrible names. General actually laughed. Perhaps, but they will be remembered. You will be remembered, Ha, for a very long time. The general put away her device and became serious again. The Queen will recover fully. The doctors expect her to be back on her feet within a week. When she is ready, she wants to meet with you personally. I came here to tell you to prepare yourself. Prepare myself for what? For your life to change completely. The Queen does not forget those who help her, and she has a very long memory. General left without another word. Ha lay in her bed, thinking about everything that had happened. A week ago, she had been invisible, just another servant in a palace full of servants. No one knew her name. No one cared about her story. She was alone in a galaxy that did not seem to have a place for humans. Now everyone knew her name. Now everyone wanted to hear her story. Now the queen of an ancient empire wanted to meet with her personally. Ha was not sure if she was ready for this. She was not a hero. She was just an ordinary woman who had done an extraordinary thing. How do you go back to normal after something like that? Maybe you do not, she thought. Maybe normal is over. Oran had been quiet during the general's visit. Now he spoke. Are you scared? He asked. Ha considered lying, but what was the point? Yes, she admitted. I am terrified. I do not know what comes next. I do not know who I am supposed to be now. Oran nodded slowly. When I ran from the Great Hall, I thought I knew who I was, a survivor, someone who puts his own life first. But then I saw what you did and I realized I was wrong. I was not a survivor. I was a coward. You came back, Ha said. You helped us escape. Yes, but only because you showed me what real courage looks like. You changed me, Ha, and I think you are going to change a lot more people before this is over. Ha looked at the guard. He was being honest, she could tell. Whatever he had been before, he was different now. Then let us figure it out together, Ha said. Whatever comes next, I do not think I can face it alone. Oran smiled. It was the first real smile she had seen from him. You will not be alone, he said. I promise you that. I owe you my honor. I will not abandon you again. Ha nodded. It was not much, but it was a start. One ally in a strange new world. She closed her eyes and tried to rest. Whatever was coming, she would need her strength. 1 week until she would face the Queen again. 1 week to figure out who she wanted to be. Ha had a feeling it was going to be the longest week of her life. The week passed faster than Ha expected. She spent most of it recovering from her wound and answering questions. Military officials wanted to know every detail of what happened that night. Reporters wanted to interview her, though the military kept them away for now. And everyone, from doctors to soldiers to cleaning staff, wanted to meet the human who had saved the Queen. Ha was not comfortable with the attention. She had spent her whole life being invisible. Now she could not walk down a hallway without people stopping to stare at her. Oran stayed close. The former guard had appointed himself as Ha's unofficial protector. He helped her move around the base, kept unwanted visitors away, and made sure she had everything she needed. Ha was grateful for his presence, even though she sometimes found his constant attention overwhelming. On the 7th day, a message arrived. The Queen was ready to see her. Ha dressed in the nicest clothes she could find, which was not saying much. She was still wearing borrowed items from the military supply. She wished she had something better for meeting a queen, but there was no time to worry about that. Oran escorted her to the medical wing where the Queen had been recovering. They passed through several security checkpoints. The guards at each checkpoint bowed their heads to Ha. It was a sign of respect that made her deeply uncomfortable. They reached a large door guarded by 6 soldiers. These were not ordinary guards. They were the Queen's personal protectors, the new ones chosen after the betrayal. Each one had been carefully selected for their loyalty and skill. Ha, the lead guard said, the Queen is waiting for you. He opened the door and stepped aside. Ha took a deep breath and walked in. The room was large and filled with light from tall windows. Medical equipment stood against the walls, but most of it had been pushed aside. In the center of the room, sitting in a comfortable chair, was Queen Ara. Ha hardly recognized her. The last time she had seen the Queen, Ara had been pale and weak, close to death. Now the Queen's silver skin had its healthy glow back. Her 4 arms rested gracefully on the arms of her chair. Her dark eyes were clear and sharp. "Ha," the Queen said. Her voice was strong now, carrying the authority of centuries. "Please come closer." Ha walked forward and stopped a few feet from the Queen. She was not sure if she should bow or kneel or do something else. She had never been trained for this. "Your Majesty," Ha said, bowing her head, "I am glad to see you recovered." Ara smiled. "Thanks to you I had the chance to recover. Please sit." A servant appeared from somewhere and placed a chair near Ha. She sat down, trying to keep her hands from shaking. The Queen studied Ha for a long moment. "You look nervous," she observed. "I am," Ha admitted. "I have never spoken to a queen before. I mean, not like this, not as anything more than a servant." "You are not a servant anymore, Ha. After what you did, you could never be just a servant again." Ha looked down at her hands. "I do not know what I am, Your Majesty. I have been cleaning floors for so long, I do not know how to be anything else." The Queen leaned forward slightly. "Then let me help you figure it out. But first, I want to understand something. On that night when you saw me standing alone against my enemies, you could have stayed hidden. You could have escaped through your service corridors and saved yourself. Why did you choose to stand with me?" I had been asked this question many times over the past week. She still did not have a perfect answer. "I do not know if I can explain it properly," she said. "When I saw your guards running away, I felt angry. These were people who had sworn to protect you, and they abandoned you at the first sign of danger. It was wrong. And I thought, if they will not do what is right, then maybe I should." "You could have died." "I know. I thought I was going to die. But at that moment, dying while doing something good seemed better than living while doing nothing." The Queen was silent for a moment. Then she spoke softly. "In 500 years, I have heard many speeches about honor and duty and courage. Politicians and diplomats are very good at making speeches, but I have rarely seen anyone actually live by those words. You did. Without training, without weapons, without any hope of success, you stood by my side." Ha did not know what to say. She just sat quietly and waited. "I have thought carefully about how to repay you," the Queen continued. "At first, I considered giving you money, enough to live comfortably for the rest of your life. But that seemed too simple. Then I thought about giving you a title, making you a noble of the empire. But you are not and our nobility would not accept you easily. Your Majesty, you do not need to give me anything. I did not help you for a reward." "I know," Ara said. "That is exactly why you deserve one." She paused. "After much thought, I have decided on something different, something that has never been done before in the history of our empire." Ha felt her heart beat faster. "I am creating a new position," the Queen announced. "The position of Royal Companion. You will be by my side during official functions, council meetings, and diplomatic events. You will have access to the palace and to me at any time. You will not be a servant, not a guard, not an advisor. You will be something else entirely. A reminder. A reminder of what, Your Majesty? A reminder of what true loyalty looks like. A reminder that courage does not depend on species or status. A reminder that sometimes the most unlikely person can be the most valuable." The Queen's dark eyes held Ha's gaze. "Every time my guards see you, they will remember what happened when they ran. Every time my officials see you, they will think about what you did when they hid. You will be a living symbol of everything I want this empire to be." Ha felt overwhelmed. "Your Majesty, I am not sure I am the right person for this. I am just an ordinary human. I do not know how to act in courts or councils." "You will learn. Iran has already volunteered to help you, and I will be patient." The queen smiled again. "Besides, your ordinariness is exactly why you are perfect. I do not want another trained politician by my side. I want someone who will tell me the truth, someone who does not play games for power. You have already proven that you will stand by me when everything falls apart. That is worth more than any political skill." Ha was quiet for a long time. She thought about her old life on Earth. She thought about the years she had spent as a cleaning woman, invisible and ignored. She thought about that night in the Great Hall when she had chosen to step out of the shadows. "Your Majesty," she finally said, "I will try my best, but I have one condition." The queen raised an eyebrow. "You have a condition?" "Yes, I want to continue learning about your people and your culture, not as a student but as a friend. I want to really understand them. Only then can I truly stand by your side." Ara looked surprised by this request. Then she laughed, a warm sound that filled the room. "Ha, you continue to amaze me. Most people in your position would ask for wealth or power. You ask for knowledge and friendship." She extended one of her 4 hands. "I accept your condition, and I offer you mine. I want to learn about humans too. Your people have qualities that we have lost over the centuries. Perhaps we can teach each other." Ha took the queen's hand. The silver skin was cool against her palm, but the grip was warm. "Then we have a deal, Your Majesty." "Please," the queen said. "When we are alone, call me Ara. We are going to spend a lot of time together. We might as well be friends." Ha smiled. "All right, Ara." They talked for hours. The queen told Ha about her long life, about the challenges of ruling an ancient empire, about her hopes and fears for the future. Ha told the queen about Earth, about her family, about why she had left her home planet to work in the stars. As the sun set outside the windows, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, Ha realized something. She was not scared anymore. For the first time since that terrible night, she felt like she knew where she belonged. She belonged here, by the side of a queen who saw her for who she really was. Not a cleaning woman, not a human, not a symbol. Just Ha, a woman who had chosen to do the right thing when it mattered most. The galaxy was a big place, full of species who thought humans were weak and unimportant. But Ha knew the truth now. Humans were not weak. They were just different. They had a strength that came from somewhere deep inside, a strength that could not be measured in muscles or weapons. And now, standing beside the Queen of the Empire, Ha would show the entire galaxy what humans were really capable of. The guards had fled, the human had stayed. And nothing would ever be the same again. As Ha left the Queen's chambers that evening, Oran was waiting for her in the hallway. He looked at her face and smiled. "So," he asked, "how did it go?" Ha smiled back. "I think I have a new job. No more cleaning. No more cleaning, at least not floors." They walked together through the quiet corridors of the military base. Tomorrow, Ha would begin her new life as the royal companion. There would be challenges ahead, difficulties she could not imagine, but for now, in this moment, she was happy. She had come to the stars looking for a better life. She had found something more. She had found a purpose. The cleaning woman had become something else, something new, something that the galaxy had never seen before. And this was only the beginning.